share something with you guys today. Got my ancestry here in front of me, and I was viewing your ancestry timeline. Basically, what they say here is that um, it basically tells you how many generations ago was your most recent ancestor for each population that you have in your DNA. And while I was reviewing this, it hit me, and I couldn't stop crying because it told a story that I had to come to terms with. You could clearly see when the European came into Africa and and basically had control of our people. Let's look at the timeline with me. It looks like if you look from 1 through 8, 8 would be the oldest of your DNA. They could only go back as far as to the 1700s. It's strange because you hear a lot of African Americans say that we are the real Native Americans, that black people are the real Native Americans would have been black. Well, it looks like my DNA is telling that story, because within the same time frame, 1700, it looks like uh, the one of the oldest ancestors was a Native American and a hunter gatherer. So it's really African hunter gatherer. I don't know what the difference is, but if you click on each of these things, it gives you some more information. So look on the Native American, it says that you most likely had a fourth great grandparent, fifth great grandparent, sixth great parent, or seventh great grandparent. In this case, I believe it's the eighth great grandparent, who was 100% Native American. This person was likely born between 1700 and 1790. But if you look at the African hunter gatherer DNA in me, it also says that you more likely had a great grandparent, fifth, sixth, seventh, or eighth great grandparent, who was 100% African hunter gatherer. This person was likely born within 1700s through 1790. So they don't know what came first, but we all know what came first. Now, what's amazing, and I say this is amazing because I just, with the help of Juliet from Black Seed, I just bought some land in Gambia. And if you could see the first, everyone has hunter gatherer, African hunter gatherer in their DNA. But the first named region is coming up as Senegambian and Guinean. And it's strange because I just bought some land in Gambia. So the oldest relative that 23andMe could find for me is Senegambian. So within the Senegal Gambia region, that's where my oldest, one of my oldest region ancestor came from. And then you see the Southern East African. I'm not sure where that is, but I'm gonna do some research about Southern East African. But pay attention, around the 1700s, and we all know this is when slavery came to be. The Portuguese stepped in, and we all know that it started with the Portuguese, and that was around. They more than likely there was some rape. Um, more than likely this was rape because this was around the same time that they were taking our ancestors from places like Senegambia, West Africa, all over West Africa. And the next one is Scandinavian. So let me explain how this works. From what all the research that I've done, that the Scandinavian and the Portuguese could be one person, or they can be one person that have different DNAs in them. And these Europeans, just like, our people, mixed a lot. So I'm showing here between 1700 And the 1800, you know, my ancestors, because they were slaves, I can only imagine, especially since I can't go back in time and see that any of them married into the family, or we have people that, since I'm still black, I could say that, the Spanish, Scandinavian, French, the Jews, the Ashkenazi Jews, and the British and Irish all played a part into enslaving my ancestors in some way, form, or fashion, or it could have been one or two or three people that played a part into raping and taking advantage of our people. Now, look at it this way: if you have two parents, and they were owned by different people, that's going to show in your DNA. So it's taking my breath away to realize that, I could clearly see who enslaved and tortured and took advantage of our ancestors. You could see it. And when people say that everything that you are is in your DNA, man, you're still holding that pain in your DNA. They can still find your ancestors, the ones that went through what they went through, in your DNA, clearly. Somewhere around 1820, and by that time, my ancestors would have been in Haiti. I see Angola and Congo. We all know what they did to the Congo, Nigeria, and I see Ghana and Sierra Leone, Liberian. So there it is, folks. We're sitting here and we're having all these tribes, tribal wars, and everyone is trying to say we're different, and we're not. We're all one people, and this proves it right here that when these people took us away, they didn't consider putting us in tribes to make sure that we were culturally correct or, tribally correct. This gives me more an incentive to become or to want to see a one Africa. They just infiltrated, man. Look at this. This is how long they infiltrated. And, some people will argue, well, this was love. Well, I don't see it, because I see right here within this time frame was the time frame that my people were being enslaved. So this says a lot. I really wanted to share this with everyone because it's important that we understand our position and understand our history and what our ancestors went through. I mean, it's exciting, some of the things you learn, like Senegambian. Are you serious? I just bought land in the Gambia. I'm taking whoever it is that is inside of me, I'm taking them home eventually. So I had to share this with everyone. I had to let everyone know or see what I'm seeing right now, because it was something that, a lot of us don't get to take a look at. I would suggest anyone and everyone get your DNA tested. Find out who you're carrying in this body. Who are the people? How did they? And the infiltrators, because it's good to know. This right here should be a case for for payback. These people, you could clearly see what nations took advantage of our ancestors. I'm sure, it's funny, and it also proves that what we've learned, that, that the Portuguese came, and it's funny, let's start with the East African. Is that not where the Arabs are? Oh my God, there's so much to learn here. And I really welcome anyone to come on and document. Tell me what you think. Comment. Let me know what you think. Who were the Southern East Africans? Is that the Arabs? Would that mean to say that right here, My ancestor was in Senegambian. It was taken by an East African and sold to the Portuguese, who then in turn sold to this, and it just kept going. And of course, French, we know that's Haiti. That's where my people were taken at. So that would explain the French. The Ashkenazi Jew, well, they built the boats. They built the boats. They sold the boats that carried the slaves across the oceans. And the British and Irish, we know they have a part in everything. The Irish were also, could have been the people that, they hired to be slave, to watch over the slaves. And that's the history for the Irish, for the most part. Hey guys, this is so very interesting to me. I'm very interested in learning more now that I've gotten just a taste of what is really going on here. Let me know what you think. You guys, as usual, like, comment, share, and stay black.